Insulation, mother-in-law. What? I can't take it anymore. I'll insulate you no matter what anyone says. Rebecca? Rebecca, what's wrong? I can't believe they're just going to insulate us without warning. I want a full explanation. You think I don't remember? After everything you've done? I'm sorry, but I really don't remember. If it was really my fault, I would apologize. I just need you to calm down and talk to me. Mother-in-law, you've been in my house without my permission. What? There's no point in playing dumb. The leftover dishes I made for you have been reduced, and the beer that was supposed to be chilled for the evening has been drunk without my permission. I don't know when you made a duplicate key to my house. But this is proof you have been coming in without permission during the day when I'm at work. Well, I'm working during the day too. You're probably just a part-timer, right? No, I'm a full-time employee. But I'm sure someone has been in here during the day. It's usually mother-in-law who does this. That means they are just making a fuss without any proof. Even if the market is fixed, there may be cases where it is not. No need to make excuses. I will never give in to a wife-snoring mother-in-law. What do you mean by wife snoring? You know what? I've been rejected by you for my usual interactions with you. I'm not going to go out of my way to bully Rebecca when she refuses to interact with me on a regular basis. How's that? Well, I've already changed the locks on the house so you can't use the duplicate key that you made without my permission. Now, you'll never be able to get in anymore. I'm sorry for your loss. So I'm declaring my insulation. Goodbye forever. Mom, I'm sorry about Rebecca yesterday. She made some terrible accusations. Oh, Joey. Rebecca, what's going on? I mean, we've always been estranged and she's never been anything but a wife-beater. Yeah, I know. You're not, and I know you're not. But the thing about the leftovers running low and the chilled beer disappearing, that's actually happening. I'm almost certain that someone has been in the house. It wasn't me. I know. Mom's at work during the day in the department that specializes in inside work, right? Rebecca's made up her mind to ignore Mom's alibi entirely. There's no way she could be at her house during the day. If Joey knows what he's talking about, then forget it. We won't be seeing each other for a while anyway due to the physical distance. Oh, I see. That's right. I'm kind of flabbergasted right now, so I'll just have to think about the future when the time is right. Well, if that's okay with Mom. Hey, stepmom. I thought things were finally at peace after the installation 3 months ago. You made a duplicate key without permission again. When did you? Rebecca! You haven't called me in 3 months and now you're saying crazy things again. What's so funny? I'm sure you're going to tell me again that you were at work during the day and you didn't come over to my house without permission. But it doesn't work that way. It was you, mother-in-law, who stole my ring, wasn't it? Why are you assuming? Because I have proof. Proof? I searched your house and I found your ring in the cabinet. From my house? Because I also took pictures to prove it. That's funny. What is? I'm saying I found proof, okay? Proof that you, mother-in-law, is a thief. And that's your reply? Isn't that more strange? Don't tell me you think you can get away with it now. Well, no matter what I say, mother-in-law's guilt is confirmed. I will report this to Joey, won't I? Joey, where are you now? Huh? I'm on a business trip today. Rebecca, she's acting crazy again. Are you okay? Rebecca? She said something about me stealing Rebecca's ring. She went up to my place without permission, searched my house, and that's where she found the ring or something like that. Huh? What the hell is that? I don't know what's going over there. Do you have any idea? Yeah. You have? Actually, I haven't told Rebecca, where my mom is or what kind of work she's doing. Oh, why? Well, I tried to tell her, okay? But as soon as I brought up the subject of mom, she said, "You know me and your mother-in-law broke up," and she got so angry that it got out of hand, so I couldn't tell her. I didn't know that. Can I keep this case? Yes, you can. That's what I was trying to tell you. Okay, give me a minute. Thanks for your time. Stepmother, you've been running around without me seeing you since then. I think it's time you gave up. Well, I'm not an ogre either. The ring is back in my possession, and I'm willing to forgive you under certain conditions. Rebecca, are you still talking like that? Because mother-in-law is a thief. And what are the conditions for forgiving a thief? You must surrender mother-in-law's house to me and Joey, and you and Joey must break off your parent-child relationship and move far away. No, I've been overseas for the past 3 months. What? I've been called in to do some technical training for the overseas branch of the company I work for, and I'm going to be posted to Australia for a couple of years. Huh? You're not in the US right now? No, I'm not. It's been 3 months since I got the assignment, and I've been so busy that I haven't been able to go back to the States once. And I've been living in that house by myself since 5 years ago when my husband passed away. Now it's been 3 months since I've lived away from home, and I'm wondering why you let me into the house. What did you want the other day on text? You thought I had stolen your ring, so you came into my house to look for it and found it. You want to explain what's going on, don't you? I've asked my aunt, who is a landlord, to take care of my house when I'm away. What? Landlord? That house is a rental? In other words, Rebecca thought she owned the house. Yes. I'm not home, but I'm still renting. I didn't want to give up my familiar home, and it's difficult to manage the furniture while I'm away. My aunt also offered me half the rent for the next 2 years until I returned. Oh, You and my aunt didn't know each other at all, did you? So can you explain to me how you were able to move in? Can you explain that to me? I borrowed a duplicate key from Joey. The duplicate key that you gave her was supposed to be in my aunt's possession by now for security reasons. I don't know. Did she make the duplicate key without my permission while I was in the US? Yes. I'll have to talk to my aunt and have her change the locks. Miss Stepmother? I'm leaving this with Joey. You can talk to him about it. Stepmother, please convince Joey to stay away from the divorce. I'll let bygones be bygones. What? That was Rebecca's own doing, wasn't it? What do you mean, let bygones be bygones? What? I don't understand the nerve of you asking me, Joey's mother, for help. I heard you were having an affair. You already know all that? Of course I know. I'm a party to this. Your affair started 6 months ago. It started with the fact that you liked and wanted my stylish-looking house. At first, I was going to wait patiently, thinking that it would be eventually belong to Joey, my eldest son. I started dreaming of making out with my fling in my favorite house. I wanted to get it as soon as possible, right? Because that house was the home of my dreams. So you were going to rob me of my home. For starters, I was going to go into Rebecca and Joey's house without permission. I'd make a fuss about them running out of leftover food and cold beer. I'd blame it on me, when in fact it was the affair partners who had brought them into the house to eat and drink. And they know that too? I was still in the US at that time. 3 months later, Operation Number 2. They made a fuss about your ring coming out of my house and framed me for the theft of the ring. I was going to tell you to give me the house instead of forgiving you, because at this point he didn't know that I was an overseas assignment and that I was renting. No way, I screwed up. That's how it goes, right? Well, the plan is so sloppy that I can't even look at it, right? You don't have to say that. Well, that's enough then. Oh, You're divorced from Joey, so you're a complete stranger to me. I'd like you to be grateful that we're still texting like this. How are you going to convince him to avoid divorce? I asked you, mother-in-law, to do it, so you have to do it. I don't remember undertaking this, and I am no longer your mother-in-law. Stepmother, don't contact me anymore. The son was aware of Rebecca's affair even before the false accusation of thievery. He suspected a connection to this disturbance, so he requested an investigation by a credit agency. And the results came out. Rebecca was completely blank. I immediately filed for alimony for the affair and for my mother-in-law treating me like a thief, and the divorce was finalized. Rebecca seems to have returned to her parents' house, but they would not let her cross the threshold. She was hired as a living worker at a factory in the next town over. The factory manager, who was a womanizer, offered her money if she did what he said. In the end, his wife found out and she had to pay more compensation. She was fired from his job, and now that she was saddled with a large amount of debt, she quickly took a job working in the bubbles. Hey, Tony, what do you think you're doing with that career choice? Huh? The teacher at the high school called me to tell me that my parents didn't show up for the parent-teacher conference, so I should at least call them. You can't just send in a request to go to a vocational school. What the hell are you thinking? Is that a bad idea? Of course! Don't worry about the tuition. I saved up some money from my part-time job while I was in high school, and I'm planning to use it to go there on a scholarship. I want to go to a writing school. What's so extravagant about that? You're going to work right after high school. What? Why? I'm going to leave home. I'm not going to bother you. It's your choice to leave home. You're going to have to pay me back all the expenses I've incurred so far in raising you, aren't you? Expenses? We want to devote all of our energy to our oldest son, Steve. Not only in terms of feelings, but also in terms of money. And then, unexpectedly, you were born. What? Are you saying that I'm the child that wasn't supposed to be born? That's right. I let you go to high school because of public opinion. Steve's going to graduate school and it's going to cost a lot more money. So I need you to go into the world and work quickly. You want me to earn money for my brother's tuition? That's what I mean. You're not as good as Steve. Your value is nothing more than making money, so going to school is a luxury. I don't have a dime to spend on a failure. Oh no. Okay, tell your teacher that you'll cancel your application for higher education and get a job. Oh, and I'll confiscate the money you've saved up from your part-time job. What? Steve and I were just thinking of taking a trip together. We'll use it to pay for part of the trip. The rest will go to his allowance. No way. What? I've saved this up as a war fund for when I graduated and go out on my own. Who's going to give it to you? Well, what a boy you are. I can't allow you to disobey me. Do as I say. I absolutely hate it. Emma, I'm sorry now. Yes, how can I help you? I'm on my way home from my part-time job. Can I go to Emma's house now? Huh? From now on? I'm sorry to bother you at this hour, but I don't mind going to the door. I have something I need you to take care of right now. I don't mind, but what is it? I want you to keep my bank book and personal seal until I graduate. Tony's bank book and seal? Are you talking about the military fund after graduation that you told me about before? Yes. I was careless about this. When I told my mother that I had saved money from my part-time job to leave home after graduation, she said she would confiscate it. She said she was recruiting. Well, I usually carry my bank book and personal seal around with me, but if I bring them back home with me, they'll definitely be confiscated. I'm gonna confiscate it. Could it be that you were using it for your brother or something like that? That's right. Of course, there's no way that my brother, who's so nice to me, would agree to such a thing. That would end up in my mother's pocket. So I have to protect him at all costs. I'm sorry to trouble you, but could you keep my bank book and personal seal? I don't mind, but are you sure you want me to do it? Why? Even though we are personally close, I am basically a stranger to you. I can't entrust my bank book and personal seal to someone like that. Are you sure you're okay with me?
Yeah, I'm sure, because Emma is the one I trust the most right now.
Huh?
I'm sorry to trouble you, but I need your help.
Tony, I really don't know who you are anymore.
No?
No, there's no way I'd refuse you if you trusted me that much. I will protect Tony's bank book and seal with my own body.
Thank you.
Tony! You! Where's the money you saved from your part-time job? I looked for it in the bank book, but I couldn't find it.
I knew it. You searched all over my room while I was away at high school.
Last night, you didn't want to give it to me honestly. Now, where did you hide it? I'll forgive you now if you're honest with me.
It's gone.
Huh?
I'd rather spend it all myself than having it confiscated.
Huh?
So, it's gone.
What a child are you? I can't believe you grew up to be so mean-spirited. What a shallow little boy you've become. What you're doing is nothing more than trash. You're no better than trash and I don't want you. Don't even think about waiting for graduation. Get out of this house immediately. You don't have to come back. Then I'll take it. What? If you don't need Tony there, I'll be happy to take him. Huh? Who is it? Excuse me for calling from Tony's smartphone. My name is Emma. I'm Tony's girlfriend. Huh? That failure is your girlfriend? Hey! You, be careful with your delusions. Just because I can't see your face on text, you pull out the girlfriend in your fantasy. You're an embarrassing boy. You think I'm an impersonator? A delusional impersonator. I see. You can choose not to believe me all you want, but Tony is a very talented man. My father also recognizes his ability and would like to welcome him as a founding member of the new company we're launching in a few years. Oh dear, your delusion has reached a crazy level, hasn't it? If you decide you don't need him, then you agree to let me have Tony? Yes, suit yourself. I'm going to end the text now because I'm laughing so hard my stomach is in knots. Tony, it's been a long time. It's your mother.
Huh? What do you want?
Don't be so curt with me. It's been 7 years. I thought you might be a little more emotional.
There's no such thing.
I don't think so. Oh no. Okay, so much for the jokes, and I saw you on TV. You scared me already. I heard you're the vice president of a video game company now. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
Well, you can come home now.
Huh?
When can you come back?
No, I'm not coming back.
Oh, why not?
You forgot what happened 7 years ago? You tried to confiscate the money I worked so hard to save. You called me trash and kicked me out of the house before I graduated high school.
Oh, that's... they say, let a boy travel. It was my way of being a parent. The truth is, it was hard to be so hard on my sweet, sweet child. But you've grown up to be a great man and you've done your duty to your parents.
It's you I want to be filial to, though.
Huh?
After you kicked me out of the house. After he returned from his long overseas assignment, he must have asked a lot of questions about my leaving home. Mom kept making excuses and finally decided to keep quiet, but my brother revealed everything to her. As a result, my dad divorced her and my brother cut her off.
How did you know all that?
How did you know? He's working with me now.
What?
He's a scenario writer for a video game with me.
Well, so Steve's the boss then?
Nope, he's my subordinate in terms of position.
What? I can't believe my brother uses my brother as a jaw-dropper.
I didn't treat him that badly, and my relationship with my brother is good as ever.
Huh? Good?
Mom probably didn't realize it, but my brother loves me.
Huh?
And Mom was expecting you to be my brother, graduate school, get a job, a big company, and have my brother support her in her comfortable retirement. All of this is an imposition and illusion of your mother.
Pushed fantasy?
My brother wanted to make a living writing just like me. We used to show each other our novels and discuss them.
I beg your pardon?
That's why he... And that's why my brother gave up on my mom when she kicked me out along with my dad. Well, speaking of me, Emma and her dad, who I've been dating since then, picked me up, and luckily I didn't end up on the street.
Emma? Huh? From the time of the impersonation? I thought she was your fantasy girlfriend.
She's a real woman. She's a daughter of the president of a big toy company.
The boss's daughter?
Emma said she'd take me and make me a member of a new company she's launching in a few years. That's what the game company is now. Emma gave me an environment where I could study scenario writing, and at the same time she laid the groundwork for the new company. I really owe her a debt of gratitude. Emma is now the president of our game company and she's my wife.
President? Wife?
And my brother is also married. Both of them have kids.
What?
One more thing. My dad, who recently retired, lives with my brother and his family.
I haven't heard.
Oh, I wasn't going to tell you if you hadn't contacted me like this.
Huh?
How do you feel now?
Well,
the second son you abandoned as a failure, a child you didn't want. The eldest son that you loved so much but left you, and the second son that you left behind, and the third son that you left behind. They are now fathers with families of their own. Dad's on our side too.
Oh no.
If you could just see that it's all your own fault, caused by your mother's selfishness, then all would be well. But for me, now, my brother and my dad, I'm not kidding about living with you. So, this is really goodbye. Actually, I had left it unblocked until now, assuming that I would eventually receive a contact like this one. My wife Emma told me that the best way to fight back against someone who wants to pay me back is to be happy. I have been working very hard for the past 7 years. I felt like I was finally able to show that to my ex-mother. I cried as hard as I could, saying thank you to Emma for being next to me during the whole time. My mother after that. Apparently she had decided that I should be able to support her in her old age and had been spending money that was not fit for her. Now she is busy paying off her credit card bills and living on the edge of working 2 jobs at once. Naturally, I have no intention of helping her, so I hope she can live on her own without our knowledge.